Hello, thank you for being here. Last winter I made 2 videos for you regarding some challenges during the holidays. They're still on GHQ under the Officer Wellness tab if you wanted to check them out again. Well, now Easter is upon us, and I wanted to talk specifically about experiencing grief during traditional times of celebration and what we can do to cope with that sadness. Whether the loss of a loved one was recent or long ago, holidays can be particularly difficult in terms of managing our grief. As much as we might want to push a pause button on grief until the day is done, we can't. And in fact, we have to prepare for some painful feelings to be amplified. It's such a complicated process, and it's so very unique for everyone. It's also constantly evolving, constantly changing. The way you feel it, the way you manage it, the way you do or don't want to talk about it. You may struggle with conflicted feelings in terms of how to handle the holidays. Maybe in one sense wanting to participate in traditions and yet at the same time not really being in the mood to celebrate. Or it's possible you may even feel guilty about celebrating in the presence of sadness, and it's all normal. It's very challenging to be in pain when you're surrounded by joy. You may feel out of place. You might feel irritable and maybe even wish that you could be alone instead of in a group setting. I want you to know that it is okay and it is good to set boundaries for yourself. If you know ahead of time that you have mixed feelings about a get-together, if you're feeling anxious about it, it's important to find a balance between participating and not pushing yourself to the point of being more upset. If you're dreading going somewhere, but you want to balance the wants and needs of others, you could consider going to a get-together, but show yourself the compassion of deciding ahead of time that it is okay if you want to plan to leave early. Be prepared that opposing emotions can coexist. It's okay and it's normal to feel sad about the absence of a loved one and at the same time still find joy in the memories of the loved one and those around you. It may be tempting to numb yourself with substances to avoid some of your feelings. As we've talked about, this will not make the feelings not exist. It will simply file them away in your head and your heart in a disorganized and unhealthy way, promising you future anxiety and sadness. All it does is delay it. The more you can anticipate emotional challenges and prepare for them, the less you'll feel like you'll need to hide from them. Take a minute to think about if there are any old family traditions that might change with the loss of a certain family member. This actually presents a great opportunity to honor a loved one. And that can be a way that you can contribute something positive and help retain some of the normalcy of the holiday. For example, if you lost a loved one who used to do something unique to them that family members got used to, like, bringing chocolate bunnies for all the children of the family on Easter, you could take on this role and you could carry on that tradition. It's interesting. Helping other people to cope with their sadness is actually a surprisingly effective way to cope with your own. It's a win-win. You may even want to put your own twist on a new tradition. And I want you to remember that making new memories does not erase the old memories. And adding meaning to how we celebrate holidays does not diminish the meaning of how we used to celebrate them. And lastly, be aware of what coping skills work for you. If you spend time to identify them and get comfortable with them ahead of time, they'll be easier to recall and lean on when moments of sadness hit you unexpectedly. These might include deep breathing. We've talked about relaxation breathing. They might include ducking out of an event for a brisk walk. You could tell someone that you trust, that you're comfortable with, that you need a hug. Come on, it's not that bad. You could think of a go-to affirmation that helps you. For example, reminding yourself, repeating to yourself that to feel sadness means that you got to experience love, and that the loved one would not want you to hover in grief today. Rather, to remember them fondly and carry them with you in your heart. I'm just asking you to be patient with yourself during times of grief. Show yourself compassion by caring enough to take care of yourself. You're worth it. Be well.